Let me explain about the digital input output ports of MSP 430. MSP 430 have got up to 8 ports from P1 to P8, but only P1 and P2 would have the interrupt capabilities. Let us see the features of digital I/O. It is independently programmable. That means each port line is separate. And combined input output conditions. That means each line can either work as input or as output port line or for the interrupt purpose. Then individually programmable or configurable interrupts on P1 and P2. That means P1 and P2 can have separate interrupt configurations. Then there are registers which are separate for the input purpose and for the output purpose for each of the port line. And each port line will have pull up or pull down resistors. It is given as registers here, which is wrong. It should be resistor. Then each pin which are allotted for port not only work as a port line, can also support different purposes like a UART or comparator signals or to carry the ADC signal. So not only any pin work as a port but also for other purposes. So there are 6 features for the digital I/O port. So there are 2 types of digital I/O. One is non-interruptible, the other one is interruptible. Let us see the non-interruptible type in this diagram. As you can see, there is PN selection. That means it will select the port selection. That means this pin of MSP 430, which is meant for port, can be connected to below to work as a port or to above to work for other purposes which are shown as module. Other purposes like UART, ADC, comparator like that. So the pin not only work as a port but also work as a module for other purposes, which is selected by port selection bit. If this were to be 0, then it work as a port. If it were to be 1, then it will work as a module for other purposes. Then there are 3 more bits related to the port. Port direction. If this were to be 0, then the lower buffer, which is bubbled connection, will be enabled so that the pin will work like an input port line to receive the bit on port inline. If the port direction to be 1 bit, then it will enable the upper buffer. Upper buffer will enable the port output port line to work and take the bit to the output port. So like that, there are 4 bits corresponding to the port line. Then there are interrupt I/O ports, the diagram of which is shown here. Along with once again port selection, port direction, port in and port out. These 4 bits are once again there in the interruptible also. Port selection will either select the pin to work like a port by making the bit 0 or to work for module by making that bit as 1. Then direction bit will either enable the lower buffer to work like an input port line or the upper buffer to work like an output port line. Now we have got 3 more bits coming here for the purpose of interrupt. That means this pin can receive the interrupt request by the controlling unit here. So if you have this bit will select the type of interrupt edge, whether trailing edge or the leading edge. To recognize the interrupt will be enabled or selected by this particular bit. Then whenever the interrupt comes, it is received on the interrupt request line, provided this bit should have enabled it. That is, if the interrupt enable is enabled, then the request line will receive the interrupt from this pin. Then the type of request is selected by the interrupt edge select. So this is how the interruptible type of interrupt port will work. Thank you so much.